Curse technique reversal is one of the most rare skills in Jujutsu Kaisen, only done by Gojo and Kenjaku. Curse technique reversal is literally as the name says, reversing the effects or properties of your curse technique. When Gojo does this, he's turning his negative curse energy into positive curse energy. It hasn't been expanded on when it comes to other characters doing this, whether there's an overall generalization of how to do the reversal. But regardless, I think this is a dope aspect of curse energy. So in the video, I'm going to be listing 5 curse techniques I think would be cool reversed. But I'm going to do something fun and a first for me. I'll do a couple of my own first, but I put up a community post about reversal techniques you guys would like to see, and I got some cool feedback on it. Shout out to everyone that responded in the post. I'm going to take 3 of these and potentially do another video later down the line and use the other ones in the post later on. Link to the post in the top comment and in the description. But enough of the exposition, let's get into the video. Now I'm just gonna let you know my first one. I am a merchant for this technique. It's one of my favorites because it's very versatile. It's all around, you can do a ton with it. Blood manipulation. Now this one should be a given. We all know Kamo and Choso, they manipulate their own blood into a vast majority of ways, whether it's attack, boosting their buffs in terms of their physical bodies, maybe defense they can do it for, sometimes even replenishing their own blood and whatnot. There's a ton of stuff they could do with it, long range attacks, etc. But I think the one thing that would make this really good is if they just completely reversed it. And not only can they control their blood, but they can control any blood that's around them. So if they're in a battle and someone is bleeding profusely, they could use that own blood on somebody else and pretty much put it with theirs and attack with it, or just use it and use it against them. Maybe to use it to block their eyes, anything. Maybe grab some from the ground and kind of just create little spikes with it and attack them with that. Kind of similar to something like Heavy Weather did in JoJo's Part 6 against Pucci. Something of that in the scenario, something of that nature. And it would add a layer to the blood manipulation technique and honestly make them a little bit more powerful. Because we all know out of the top 3, blood manipulation in the big family is the weakest, but it's still the most potent and the most versatile. And I mean, if they want to, if I want to go this far, I could just straight up do blood bending from Avatar and I can control the blood in your cells. I mean, I don't know if I want to go that far, but hey, it's a possibility. It'd be fun. Actually, if they were actually able to control people's blood cells, I think that would actually put them at the top because they could just kill you right there. But yeah, blood manipulation reversal, I think that'd be pretty dope. Now, my second one is something that I actually had to do a little bit of research for to see if he could actually do this. But Hazanoki, we all know like his explosive. It's pretty much the bomber of JJK. He takes this off his body parts and he throws and he creates an explosion and he regrows his body parts. I guess just naturally, even though they say it's not reverse church technique, although I think it would make more sense if it was. But regardless, the reverse of any explosion is an implosion. So imagine Hazanoki throws his arms or whatever. Instead of his arms or legs detonating like an explosion, like a mine, the arm is what actually attacks someone. And when he does this, the arm will steadily begin to drag you in like a certain area. And that arm would then detonate. And the arm would detonate a small implosion on the inside of your body by letting little tiny bombs enter your body. Basically, I'm not gonna lie, I got this idea from also Datara, one of his moves. I think the concept of it is very difficult because of how the nature of his curse technique is. But if there was another way of doing this, I feel like the best way for him to be able to kind of have a reversal would be to somehow plant his explosives in somebody. I think this would be pretty cool because instead of the opponent just destroying and pretty much getting blasted with burns, their body will kind of start to fall apart in a certain way. I think that would be a pretty cool thing to see. And Hazanoki could actually be really dangerous to go up against because he kind of doesn't have a pure weakness, except you have like a really strong defensive tactic. If you don't have that, Hazanoki is going to be kind of a headache. So I think Implosion being his reversal will be pretty cool. So this one is by Mr. LK13141 and he recommended Mahito Idol Transfiguration Reversal. This, he would be able to control dead or inanimate objects. I call this Necromancer Mahito. Not gonna lie, the first thing I thought of was Sung Jin-woo from Solo Leveling, the GOAT Necromancer. But Mahito reversing his curse technique, putting soul into soulless things, it sounds pretty broken in concept low key. Because Mahito would then be able to create an army of the transfigured undead, while still having regular transfigured souls that he pocketed in his adventures or whatever. This sounds like a weaker version of curse spirit manipulation, but this is perfect for Mahito. Where in 98% of his fights he'd be in the verse, these souls would be perfect decoys to getting in close on an opponent and touching them to transfigure them, or dealing significant damage with his arm like sword transformation. And of course he can do the one touch kill with the transfiguration. And I wish I could get somebody to draw Mahito's instant spirit body of distorted killing with a transfigured undead army behind him. I think that would look pretty raw. Like, imagine he goes to a museum and there's a giant T-Rex fossil statue and he turns it into one of those transfigured souls. Would be a sick visual, and it was a good idea for Mr. LK. Next up, we got Mega B 10 Shadow Technique by Jehu 904. He wants him to spawn his Shikigami out of light as his reversal. Now, clearly he wants Mega B to be broken on all fronts. Summoning his Shikigami from light sources and concepts sounds crazy, like Mega B is outside or something and summons New Wave from just sunlight or anything that has a reflection on it. It would be pretty cool. Or using light reflection to spawn them would look sick. For example, in Tengen's Tomb of the Star Rooms where Yuki, Choso, and Kenjaku fought, Mega B summoning divine dogs from the random glass light fragment floors will be a pretty nice element of surprise. And don't forget, Mega B being able to go inside of his shadows and cloaking himself is a part of his technique. So he will be able to hide in light fragments as well. I always think the concept of light and dark with Mega B was intriguing because it applies to his philosophy about good and evil, and even his potential in the series. Having the most complex potential out of all the young sorcerers in the series, with either possibly being the strongest sorcerer in the end, or having the most tragic character arc by the time it's all said and done. And this last one is by Adam Finnegan 439. He has Takaba's comedian technique reversed. Whatever he doesn't find funny ceases to exist. This is like the comedian critic Takaba, I guess, and good lord, would this actually be kind of a scary ability? Because imagine you, for some reason, you're in a scenario where they're trying to tell a joke to Takaba, and you're just like, I don't know, why did the chicken cross the road or something? Yo, jokes were trash back in the day. But anyways, you tell this trash joke, Takaba doesn't laugh, and I guess chickens and roads don't exist? Or imagine a joke about rules and laws. If Takaba doesn't find it funny or doesn't laugh, those laws and rules are obsolete. You send your comment if you want this for complete chaos, and you definitely weren't lying. I'm imagining Takaba pulling his best Joker and driving a police car laughing out the window while the Culling Games in Japan are just in pure chaos. Or damn, imagine they try to make a joke about Takaba so they can make the prison room or something or break open. I've seen people actually say that, like, what if Takaba is the one to free Gojo? Like, he makes a joke about the prison room and it opens. Imagine they can't get it to open. Like, let's say Angel's out of the picture. All we got is Takaba. And Takaba just will not laugh at anything that Yuji or Megami or anybody's doing. Yo, that would actually be kind of funny. I ain't gonna hold you. But also, gay, I ain't gonna lie. Thanks to Mr. Adam, I need evil Takaba. Evil Takaba will actually be kind of fire. Like if somebody could write like an alternative story about that, hit me up. I think that'd be cool. But that was my video about Jujutsu Kaisen reversal techniques. I think they're hopefully a concept I kind of want to see like 1 or 2 more times. I don't think I want to see like a ton of people do it, but it'd be cool to see it maybe a couple more times before the series ends. Shout out to everybody that commented in the community post. That was pretty cool, and it was nice doing this video. It gave me something a little bit different to try out. I like to test people's creativity, including mine, just to always bring up something new or something that hasn't been done yet in the community, or just something that hasn't been done yet for me personally. But if you want more stuff like this, leave a like, a comment. Also, let me know how you felt about this video. Would you want to see more stuff like this? Also, subscribe, of course, for more of this content. I'll try the next one. Peace.